What's up, guys? My name is Summer. Thank you so much for joining me for another summer session. We're about to get into today's energy, so if you're curious what might be going on, stick around. We're about to get into it. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just going to be... Wow, that was pretty quick. The King, control, reversal of fortune. So I know that sounds kind of intense, but I've gotten this card quite a few times, and really it's just about catching yourself before your fortune reverses and maybe letting go of some of that control. But let's read the booklet and see what exactly it's got going on. The King is a reminder that taking things for granted can cause irreparable mistakes. Now is the ideal time to practice awareness and value the benefits that come from working at a problem, even if you think you already know the answer. Don't dismiss the wisdom of those who try to show you a new way of working out a solution. Interesting. So maybe some ego coming in, making you think that you're, a little full of yourself, and really saying, don't underestimate the ideas of other people, and don't underestimate the power that they can hold, even if it doesn't look like it on the surface. So let's see how this is relating to your situation with some traditional tarot. And if you don't care about the cards coming out, you're welcome to skip ahead. Okay, so we're starting with the Nine of Pentacles. So with the Nine of Pentacles, this is all about harmony, feeling really good and content about what you've been creating and making up until this point. And you were feeling really strong emotionally. You were feeling really great and really strong, but it looks like something happened that kind of threw you off and really shifted your focus to some not so fun things that maybe you had been feeling inside that hadn't really been dealt with quite yet. It's something that may have been lying under the surface that arose that you had to decide how to move through. And it wasn't easy, because this is not an easy energy to shift from, because once you start looking at everything negative, it's hard to switch back to looking at things in a positive light. And I feel like that may have been a struggle in the beginning, but you were able to move out of it, decide how you truly felt about the situation, not just what, the negative side was feeling, and really found your balance and got to a place where you were feeling really strong and good about your growth up until this point, and how you can bring in anything that you need, and you can be abundant no matter what you have. And that's interesting that this card is the opposing one to the King of Pentacles, because, and when I say opposing, I mean this is the low point and this is the high point of getting out of it, right? But the interest that I have here is that this is all about lack mentality. This is about focusing on the negatives when there's actually a lot of positives that you should be, celebrating. And it's interesting because King of Pentacles is all about being happy and content with what you have and feeling abundant and secure. So this is really saying that you were able to bounce back from this low point that came. You were able to handle that energy and find your center again. But of course, it doesn't come without its, ups and downs. You can find that center, but sometimes you get, knocked around depending on the flow. And it seems like this is like a real, wave that you're riding. And it's interesting. I keep using that as a analogy, riding a wave. And I feel like we are kind of hitting lows and highs in the energy this year, and it's like really intense highs and really intense lows, intense optimism, intense pessimism. Like it's up there and it's down, and it's just like all around. So I think that it's natural when a pendulum is trying to find its balance, its center again, to go to the other side and then go back. It's natural to do that. But again, you found that stability and you decided how you wanted to move forward based on what you found here. So to me, this seems like there was an emotional issue arising that was actually really affecting you in the physical, whether you realize it or not, and decided exactly how you felt about this thing. I really feel like what you found here is what's helping you move forward emotionally. And I really do feel like there is a lot to be hurt from. There's a lot that happened to you based on this emotional situation. I don't know if somebody betrayed you or just left you feeling really beat up, but it looks like you're transitioning out of this. And that's because you found your stability again. You found your calm within the storm. And it's just so not coincidental that both of these cards came out. I really feel like this was a test of, can you find your emotional center after going through something that really knocks you off your path? Can you go back to that path, or will you get derailed? I really feel like that was the main message that has been coming through lately, of like, are you gonna let this stop you? Are you gonna let this hold you back from everything that you've been working towards? I really feel like this has been a tough one to learn and a tough thing to bounce back from, but really you've done the work of moving on from whatever pain was resurfacing here, and really you took a step back and saw things in a different way. And it's interesting that this card is coming out, because normally I see this card as just conflict. I don't really see, I've never really felt a positive note of this card. But I was watching a tarot reader the other day, and she was saying this is them training for fighting. This isn't just them fighting just to beat each other up. This is a training session. And I really feel like that's what this was for you. This was a test. This was a test of commitment, like I was talking about in yesterday's reading, of, can you bounce back when shit gets rough? Are you gonna let this throw you in the pit of despair and leave you there? Or are you gonna get back up and keep going? I don't know. That there's just this determination that has been coming through that I think a lot of people are needing to activate right now as they go through whatever emotional battle they're facing. But this big ordeal, I don't know why I called it that, but this situation ended a cycle. This needed to come through so that it could be healed and transmuted, because this does not need to come with you on your next journey. Because if it does, it's going to affect your manifestation. And that's what the pentacles represent, is your physical manifestation of things. So what are you bringing in based on what you're putting out, right? And so you found exactly what you're trying to manifest and what you want to create here, and you locked in and let go of the shit that has been in your way. So yeah, naturally healing is going to ensue, because you're transforming these things that aren't working for you into something that does. And you're going on a brand new journey emotionally, and you're transforming those negative thoughts and anxiety into peace and tranquility. Do you notice the difference between these two energies? You're starting fresh in how you are expressing yourself and how you are managing what comes out of you, basically. And when I say that, it's like all of your emotions, whether you express them or not, are creating something. It creates a ball of energy that eventually gains momentum and goes somewhere. And that thing comes back to you in some type of way, like a boomerang. So it's really saying, can you do this? Wow. Dang. The moon, I was just talking about the moon yesterday because you were facing illusions. So this must be about some type of illusion of lack. An illusion that has been following you for a very long time, but you navigated it well. I was going somewhere in a sentence, but I don't remember. I got derailed. But yeah, this is balancing out the situation, and you're finding harmony and union within you, not outside of you. And I mean, maybe for some of you, you're finding a partner or something, but this union, I feel, is very internal and emotional, and you've been persevering. I feel like that's what the King of Wands really represents, is like that perseverance to go for whatever you feel is right and do what you feel is best for you. And yeah, I really feel like this is a huge moment of growth, and this path has been full of growth for you, but it may have been really hard. Man, Page of Wands, you're starting a brand new journey. All right, let's get some confirmational cards from the Good Tarot. Page of Earth. Yeah, we don't have that card here. Messenger of Earth. Man, so these are pentacles. So Messenger is the Knight, I believe. I'm gonna have to double check that. Yeah, it is. Eight of Water, letting go, and patience. Yeah. Wow, and the World card, which is right here. Crazy. And the Hierophant underneath that. Wow. All right, let's read some of these. Commitment to prosperity. First signs of tangible success. Undeniable evidence that hard work will pay off. Dreams grounded in reality. Start of a new project. Everything starts with a plan, and I am beginning to see results generate prosperity. I am a doer, and I get to make my own decisions. I have the ability to attract what I need. Exactly. Yeah, you're in a manifestation stage right now, and whatever is in your body is what you're planting in your internal garden. And whatever you're planting right now is going to sprout and take form into something else in your physical. So I feel like you're about to start seeing the results of what you've been manifesting. And it might be overwhelming at first, but roll with it and try to understand it, because even if you do manifest something a little negative, there's something to be learned. It means that you didn't learn it mentally or internally, so they need to show you physically. And so this physical situation is going to help you transform the unresolved energy that is trapped in your body. So be more open to these, quote unquote bad or negative situations that come up, because it's coming up to teach you something, to show you what you are ignoring or just not seeing in your daily life. So with the Messenger of Earth, hardworking, proceeding with integrity, perseverance and grit, prudent and careful efforts, thoroughness, industriousness, stamina, dedication. Damn, I've been talking about perseverance for the past few days. So yeah, this is really on point. I am in the flow, committed to co-creating with spirit effectively and efficiently. I do my best and never leave a job half done. I am dedicated and determined, knowing my efforts will pay off. You're feeling like you need to do something for a reason. There's something here that you are trusting that you need to keep going on, but it's really saying, like, can you let go of, reasoning? Not reasoning, but self-doubt and being overly critical, and really allowing your insecurities to run the show. That's what's not supposed to happen, right? This is supposed to be like, I am so determined to figure this shit out. I'm gonna do it. Like, that's the energy that this is asking for. If you're over here playing a small being sad and staying like that instead of trying to figure it out, you're gonna have some problems. Eight of Water, journey of discovery, letting go and seeking a deeper meaning and greater authenticity beyond superficiality. All that glitters isn't gold, and I know that I always deserve authentic riches. the gold that fills me with joy, abundance, and understanding. I fearlessly pause to re-examine where I have been, where I am, and where I might go. Now I consciously choose the path that is right for me instead of the one that seems likely to draw me onto it, or the one I feel I ought to walk. I am true to my heart. I've come as fast as I can, and I leave by the wayside the last, hold on, vestiges of illusion, the last bits of fear and shame. I will no longer hold onto what isn't right for me. Well, isn't that crazy? Because I was just talking about the illusions that we had to face yesterday and a second ago. You know, we had to face these illusions so that we could let them go, because they have been fucking with us for too long. This energy is gone. And that's why the world card is right here, because this is changing. Your world is not going to look the same. The perception of your life is going to shift right now. Sorry, you can't really see that well. And then we have the Hierophant under that. So there's a need to trust in your intuition and keep going and do the daily routines that help you stay connected to yourself and your experience. Don't ignore your own personal internal journey, because that really is a reflection of what's going, that's not a reflection. The outer journey is a reflection of the internal journey. So what do you have going on that needs to be resolved, that needs to be let go? And then we have patience. I forgot this one. Moderation. This card reminds me that patience will bring me into recognition of and alignment to my purpose. All my needs are met, even though I may not see it yet in the outer visible world. Wow. The angels are looking out for me. Moderation in all things is required right now. I'm telling you, if you need something, your energy will bring it in. And whether that's a lesson or a gift or a tool or a person, you got to be open to it and stop acting like everything is happening to you, because it's happening for you. All right, let's get some Moonology cards. You're very close to achieving your goal. Wow, it's time to release negativity. That is crazy. Like you are really close to this. And that's why the King is coming out, because it's like, don't act like you've got this in the bag. There's still work to be done. There's still things to be let go of. And don't act like you're just hot shit. You know, I don't know if you guys have heard of expert mind versus beginner's mind, but maybe you should look into that. Step out of your comfort zone. It's time to take action. Wow. It's time to get going. Now is not the time to just sit and dilly-dally and ignore everything and fall into distractions. It's time to, it's go mode. It's go time, whatever the words are. It's really time to let go of these things so you can be launched into your new beginning. Connect with past loved ones. Connect to your ancestors. If you're struggling with family things, like I know a lot of people are, ask for help from your ancestors, because who knows your lineage best than the people from your lineage, right? So reconnect with them if you're struggling with some family drama. Nature spirits. So go outside, connect with nature. Oh my God, this has come out 3 times in the past 3 days. Enjoy new beginnings. I'm telling you, there is a new start coming. Don't get whiplash. Be prepared. That's what I heard. That's so funny. Oh, got cards flying. Answer the call. You're being called to do something, to let go of something, to embrace something within you, to address something. You know, there's something that's calling you. What was coming up in your brain when I was talking? Are you listening? I don't know. There's a new journey that you're stepping onto, though. So don't be afraid. This is a time to have grit and dedication and embrace the fun of exploration, not the fear of exploration. So that's what I got for you. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate it. If you guys resonated with this, please let me know how in the comments. Sorry about that noise. That's my cat. And if you guys want more content from me, please check out the description box below. I have all that info there. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.